Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my amazing co-host Rachna. How
Hi.
are you today, Rachna?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm better than I was yesterday because today I'm not sweating as much. I have the fan on, but it's not blowing. I don't like how it blows my background. But I'm not dripping sweat. So that's a plus.
That's good.
I think so. It's probably hot outside though, or it's gonna get hot. Do you think? Like
I
it
think
looks sunny.
it's not going to be as hot as yesterday, but I did check the weather. It's going to be like around 30.
30's hot because when it's 30 outside, that means it's gonna be
No, sorry. 30 is like with everything.
like with the humidity.
Yeah, I think it was 29 or 30. Yeah.
That's still very, very hot.
Yesterday was like 40.
That's very, very hot.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we always say like we want to live in tropical weather, but like it's too hot with the humidity.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, it's different when you can like jump in the ocean to cool
That's
off.
true. I mean, I definitely love Mexico living, which is kind of what these ladies are getting to experience here in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12. The episode's called Ship Face. I thought it was a fitting title, quite witty. Someone was probably very proud of themselves for thinking of that title. What do you think of it? Was it punny enough for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. So Erica, Diana, and Crystal are having tequila, and Erica's trying to she's really trying to bond with Diana. Like she's really trying to get in with her. I don't know if it's because like she's super rich and she just like wants to be around rich friends or maybe find a new rich husband. Like I don't know what it is, but she's just like, oh, I told her, and I think her was Sutton, that she made the new girl cry, and so she's already like showing that she's standing up for Diana.
Yeah.
Even though this episode was about her, I really still I'm not into her.
You're not into Diana?
Both, actually. Both.
Yeah, I liked Erica more this episode, but
True.
I really don't like Diana.
Like I was trying to give Diana the benefit of the doubt. She's new. I think she's pretty. And then some stuff came up about her
Oh yeah.
in the news. Do you want to maybe recall what had happened?
Yeah, there's two things that I heard. One is that she cut down the trees in her neighbor's plot, like she trimmed them to 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 like improve her view.
Mm-hmm.
And she got into an altercation with the security team of that property, and it was basically a black man that she was in an altercation with. And basically she did something illegal. The other thing is that she came after a black female content
Creator.
creator
Mm-hmm.
about, I forget what it was.
I think she said so. Okay, the content creator posted a picture of Diana many years ago to now and said something about like
Oh
it
yeah,
doesn't even I don't even think it's the same person. I can't remember the exact wording that was
yeah.
used.
Old Diana and new Diana.
Exactly. And Diana said something to the effect of I feel
Your life as a black woman content creator must suck, or something like that.
yeah, like it must suck to be a black content creator,
Yeah,
I believe is what she said.
yeah.
And her response, so it seemed apparently Crystal came to be like, you can't say something like that, to kind of like tell her how she needs to be a little more politically correct or more right or more kind. Like, I don't even know what to describe that comment. It's ridiculous. Or less racist.
Well, yeah.
And she responds by saying like, oh, like I'm not from here, like I thought that was like the name of something, I didn't know what I was saying. And I was like, this, and then now you're telling me that she's yelling with a black person about the tree, the foliage. And then on this episode, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but she does say that out of everyone in the group, that Garcelle made her feel the most unwelcomed.
Yeah. She's got a problem. She's got a problem with black people.
She's got a problem with black people.
Yeah.
Big time. Because she literally has a problem with Sutton. And she doesn't name Sutton as the person who she has the most problems with or is most unwelcoming.
Right.
and Sutton doesn't care for her.
Yeah.
And it's Garcelle that gets the wrath. I'm going to keep my eye on this because that doesn't look good. And why can't they find somebody to go on these shows that is just a nice person?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, does she have to be racist?
Yeah. They need better screening for their casting.
Seriously, not just the bank account. Like, have a personality and just not be racist. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So all the women were at the table and they're talking about all their ex-husbands, and Sutton tells a story about her ex-husband, how he was, I think, surfing or boogie boarding, and he like ate it. And then we see Kyle and her first husband. I thought that was really interesting because I was always kind of confused. I'm like, I know she has a daughter, Farah, who recently got engaged, and Farah to me isn't a name, a name from someone from Mexico necessarily, and I just didn't. Pardon me?
He's Indonesian.
Her husband, her ex-husband, yeah. Well, no, her current husband though is Mexican. Yeah. So I was just kind of like, I was always like, well, I feel like it's from another relationship, but I never really hear about it. So it was nice to see her previous relationship and how they still have a good friendship. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
What did you think about Erica though? Basically asking Sutton if her ex-husband is single for her.
I thought it was funny, actually.
She's gall. She's gall.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny.
She definitely has some gall. They do end up talking though, Sutton and Erica, in a way that wasn't super aggressive on either end, and Erica was defensive, but I think she was a little bit less defensive than she's been in the past and less antagonistic with her responses. And so Sutton asked, and I was like, man, Sutton, you're getting close to the fire here. Do you feel any responsibility, is what she asks Erica. And I thought that Erica's response was decent. She's like, does a doctor's wife feel responsible for his patients? And I thought that was an interesting response.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the question that Sutton should have asked is, do you feel any remorse for the victims? Because I think that a doctor's wife would feel remorse for the victims and would want to be doing anything that they could to be able to right the wrong that their husband did.
Yeah, or maybe the question is about, do you feel bad for benefiting off his
or that
theft, because her lifestyle has been funded by his theft, basically.
Yeah, that's definitely would be a great question to ask as well. So they didn't, but I was happy that they didn't get into like another or what kind of conversation, like threatening and all that stuff. Yeah. So hopefully they can have a little bit more of these, because I guess what bothers me the most about Erica is that she doesn't really take any sort of responsibility though for, like, as you said, benefiting off of what her husband had been doing. Like, I would feel so guilty. Like, I feel guilty if, like, I don't know, like if I got too much change back at the grocery store.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, I can't do that. Like, that's just like, I can't. I have to go back and give them like the extra $1 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine my entire life being funded by my husband and learning that he stole from victims of a plane crash and not feel terribly.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's been some updates on her case. Like, I saw something on the Bravo docket yesterday. I didn't read it in full detail, but I think part of what's being contested is these expensive earrings that he bought her. And they're currently sitting with a trustee, apparently, because the defendants or the victims are claiming that, you know, basically Tom bought her these earrings and gave them to her with this stolen money, and the victims are like, we should have that money, and her whole thing is like, well, those were a gift. So I don't think she feels any kind of reward. Yeah.
Anything. Wow. Like, her roughing it is still like a millionaire. You know what I mean? It's just
absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sell those damn earrings and give the victims back their money. Hold a fundraiser. Like, yeah, throw an event or something like that to create money to give back to these victims. Like, do something to show that you want to right the wrong.
Yeah.
And all she wants to do is contain her wealth, and it's very unbecoming.
Yeah, I think so too.
So the next morning, we see a timestamp of 8:20 a.m. and Lisa Rinna is having a coffee outside on her balcony. And, she talks about her mom and how she's really glad that she went on this trip, and how her mom, Lois, would have been really happy for her. And there's a few birds flowing by. So she kind of felt as though she was able to connect with her mom. I thought it was a nice moment. I thought that something else was going to happen because of the timestamp. Like, whenever I see a timestamp, it's like, okay, recognize what happens.
Oh, okay.
Well, usually just in general, like, why are you showing me the time here? It's morning, whatever.
Right.
But like, they showed the time. The last time they showed the time that I remember specifically was when Dorit had the robbery.
Oh.
And like, they were going over to her house in the morning. So that was the only time I can remember that they showed a timestamp this season anyways.
I don't remember the timestamp in the Rinna Lois scene.
Yeah, it said like 8 a.m. or something like that when they were all like,
oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I'm always thinking that something, I was like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, it's like kind of ominous, and then you see the timestamp, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So, but it was still a nice moment to see Rinna feeling good about making herself go on this trip, just being with her friends, et cetera, et cetera. So Sutton is feeling guilty for yelling at Diana, and she's kind of letting her makeup artist know how she was feeling. What did you think about her feeling guilty? Because I remember last week I did not like Sutton at all. I like her again this week, but last week I wasn't a fan.
I mean, I feel like she feels bad, and I think that's okay.
I was just wondering if you thought that maybe she was saving face, or do you think but you do think she actually feels bad? Okay.
I think she feels bad, yeah. I do think she feels bad. It's for the yelling at Diana thing, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she feels bad about that.
I wonder if she never apologized for it though, did she?
She did. No, she did at the dinner. When she came back from the washroom, she did apologize. They showed us the flashback of that today too.
I probably wrote it down. I just don't remember right now. I watched it last night.
Oh, okay.
So Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal are all sitting and talking, and it's interesting to also see the divide. So the fact that Garcelle started that whole drama, I feel, with Crystal and Sutton, but then there's still the trio that kind of hangs out together. I just was like, maybe it was a little bit of a jealousy thing with Garcelle, just to bring it up and create this whole moment. And so what ends up happening is they're trying to figure out like why Crystal is like acts the way that she does. She does. Okay. I want to know your opinion on how this kind of came about, because they were talking and they're talking about being called a liar and how that's just such a terrible thing to be called a liar. And Crystal says, well, you've called me a liar and that's what upset me. And all of a sudden they're super angry. Yeah. I thought we squashed this. And I'm like, well, she's just trying to make you understand how she was feeling. Like, she wasn't trying to bring it up necessarily in a way, but she's like, well, the fact that someone else is being called a liar, like, and we're respecting and honoring that, like, that's how I was feeling, like I was being called a liar, and now look at how you're responding. So did you have any opinions of that immediate response to Crystal?
Yeah, I was kind of like
a little bit.
I was kind of annoyed because I feel like Sutton can get like, it's almost like paternal or parental with Crystal a little bit, which I don't like, because obviously Crystal is a grown woman. And there's really something about Crystal that bothers Sutton.
I wonder what it is. I don't know. I don't even know what I mean, or it could be what she doesn't want to be thought of as.
I mean, yes, there's that. But I feel like the way that it kind of de-escalated really fast too, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, it was nice to watch.
Definitely. That so they're talking about how Erica just wants people to kind of drop the whole allegations and talk like what she's going through. She doesn't want to talk about it. And Sutton, wait, why she hates her so much? Oh yeah, Sutton wants to know why Erica hates her so much, and it's like, Sutton, you know why Erica hates you so much. Like, you are always trying to like air her dirty laundry, and from my perspective, it seems like Erica kind of like backdoor into money. Like she didn't come necessarily from a super affluent family upbringing. Maybe she was well off or whatnot, but like not like these multi-million that she has experienced with her life with Tom. And I think that Sutton might be old money. And so maybe that's where the friction is coming from Erica's side, because Erica wants to be wealthy really badly, it seems.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why they just don't get along, because Sutton is the real deal money-wise. So yeah, Sutton rolls her eyes though when the whole liar thing, and like it did de-escalate quite quickly, which was interesting to see. And Crystal explains how she is processing things, and that is why she doesn't necessarily say things right away. So remember, we're always just like, can you just say something, like respond here? And she's just like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, just say something. I think also the fact that their signs don't match. Like, I'm surprised that her being an Aquarius, that she's not a little bit more talkative. But maybe she has other signs that make her a little more secretive. So maybe she has a lot of like Pisces or Scorpio or something. Like, I don't know. But the fact that she just spit it out. Like, yeah. It's really frustrating. But people, she's like, so do you understand? And Garcelle's like, you understand how people think that you might be passive aggressive, and I would be offended if someone kept on saying that about me, or it comes off as manipulative. And I'm like, she does say at one point though that's not really a nice word, but Garcelle's like, well, do you see how we could see it that way? And so Crystal kind of appeases and just allows them to have that.
I don't see it at all, but
her being manipulative or passive aggressive?
Yeah.
No, I don't either. I feel like she doesn't know how to say the right thing with this group of women. So she chooses not to say anything at all, because every time she does say something, it's not the right thing to say. And they all just gang up on her and yell at her. Like when she had an immediate reaction to Sutton coming into the room and seeing her naked last season, like the fact that she said that she felt violated was the wrong thing to say. And it became all about that word that she used to describe how she was feeling that they didn't appreciate. And it's just like, you've said it many times that like, she can't really do anything right with these women.
Yeah.
But, they kind of agree to disagree, basically, that like, she's working on it. She's going to try to say things more quickly. She's going to try to process things more quickly. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think it's going to go well.
Right.
So they're going to be going boating. Who rented the boat? Darcel?
Dorit.
I'm sorry, Dorit did? Yeah, I guess it's her whole trip. Who said this? I think it was Dorit says this. Yeah. I love drunk Rinna and medicated Erica. Do you think Erica is actually that medicated, or do you think she was putting on a show?
You mean in this episode or in general?
In this episode.
I think she was drunk.
Well, she gets to be like, I'm medicated. I had like my Xanax, and I have 3 margaritas, and
so I think that was her being high on the combination of meds and alcohol.
Have you ever said the words, I'm so lit? I'm so lit.
No, I mean, I don't really get drunk, so no.
Have you never said I'm so lit?
No, I've never said that.
I've never said that, and I have been drunk many times in my life.
Yeah, maybe she was what do you think she was putting on a show?
I think that she is over medicating and over drinking in order for her to be able to be that way. So I think that she actually is in that state, but I think it's because she would like to be talking about something else still. And so her storyline to be around her being loopy and drunk and funny Erica. She's wasted. She's lit. Like, I think that they want that to be the focus. She wants that to be the focus, as opposed to like anything about what she's going on in her law life.
Yeah, I mean, it was more entertaining than it usually is for me.
Definitely. Definitely. Have you ever had a mud pie?
I have not.
Me
Have you?
neither. No. She's mud pie messy apparently, and it's melted all over the plate. I'm trying to think. Is it just like a like chocolate,
I just assumed it was chocolate cake. I'm gonna look it up.
like brownie cake ice cream? Like I don't know. How does it melt?
Um,
Maybe it's like a flourless chocolate cake.
Mississippi mud pie is a chocolate-based dessert pie that is likely to have originated in the U.S. state of Mississippi, hence the name. Contains a gooey chocolate sauce on top of a crumbly chocolate crust, served with ice cream usually. Yeah, it's very meltable.
Melty, melty.
Yeah.
Well, she was mud pie messy for sure. So people they're on the boat, and some people passing by. Somebody whips out their member, and I thought it was funny that they bleeped it out, but Garcelle was like, "Some guy just showed his." I think she said COCK,
Oh, okay.
right?
I thought she started. I thought
DICK.
I thought the first letter was an H, but I was like, I don't know what that word would be.
H.
Yeah.
What could that be?
Yeah, I don't think. No, I
That
don't
they
think.
would have bleeped out.
No, I think you're right.
I think it's COCK that she said. And I just thought it was funny because I don't really picture Garcelle saying that word. So
Yeah.
I was amused by that.
Yeah.
So Erica's taking a nap and talking about her life and a boat and how she used to have a boat, and Kyle does come downstairs and checks on her and makes sure that she's drinking her Coca-Cola. I don't know how much fun that is like getting so lit that you're just like laying with your legs spread open on like the bench of a boat.
Mhm.
But I think it's just for attention. Sorry.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So we hear a little about Diana's brother, who I believe was in an army of some sort, or he was a police officer, and he was eventually found deceased. It was really like an uncomfortable story with about her upbringing and the life that she lived before she came to the United States. And I thought that Sutton was just kind of trying to relate to understanding having really traumatic moments with family members passing away in ways when you never expected it to happen. And so she just mentions like, yeah, I felt similarly when my dad passed away and blah 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 blah. And Sutton got all up in her feelings about it. What did you think about her reaction to this? And do you think it was warranted?
You mean Diana?
What did I say?
Sutton.
Sutton, I meant Diana, yes.
Yeah. I think she overreacted.
She's like, all roads lead to Sutton.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really didn't feel that at all. I feel like,
I didn't either.
trying to make her feel like you're not alone. People have experienced things
relate.
similar. Exactly.
Yeah, I can relate to this. Yeah.
And trying to probably make nice with you because you had like your little altercation beforehand, and like, wanting her to feel part of the group and that she's not just out on an island.
Yeah.
So I think this is where Diana decides to get up and go and swim in the ocean. And I think this was also an attention move, but she gets stung by a jellyfish. Do you think that really happened, or do you think it was just for attention?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I know that they came out with whatever sort of antiseptic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was a attention-seeking move, but
I mean, I think even like jumping off the boat was an attention-seeking move,
right? And nobody cared, so like, I got stung by jellyfish.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was an attention-seeking move.
That's what I'm saying. Kyle talks about how it's the fact that she's never seen Erica before like this. And Crystal seems to be getting a little bit loose. She wants to take off her sundress. She has a bikini underneath, and she's pulling it up, and she's kind of giving Garcelle a little bit of a lap dance. And I was like, this is interesting. I've never really seen this kind of vibe. And then Erica she's awake. She's eating some food. And
she still has done that to Garcelle before.
Oh, like the...
Yeah, she's done that exact thing to Garcelle before. I forget when, but she has.
What does this mean?
I think it's when she came out to the group as being bisexual.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes more sense as to why Erica's like, so if like me and Garcelle showed up with you and Rob, like would we
Yeah.
have a, well, she said threesome, but foursome?
Yeah. I
Huh.
mean, I think that's really inappropriate when like straight women are like, oh, if I show up, just assuming that like just because you're a woman and
If they'd be attracted to you.
yeah, it's like no, like I have to be attracted to you to have sex with you. Like you can't just show up and be like, let's have sex.
Well, I mean, maybe Erica can because like I don't know how she got into a relationship with Tom. Like,
Right.
it's not cute. Money,
Well,
I mean, power and money is
maybe
very
he was
attractive.
25 years ago.
He
Maybe.
looks exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Okay.
In my opinion, anyways, because they show her and she looks completely different, and he looks very much the same. It kind of reminds me though of when like people are like, oh my god, I have a guy that you should meet, and I'm like, oh, what does it look like? And it's just like the only black guy friend that they have, and I'm like, just because they're black means that I'm going to be interested and attracted to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I'm like, that's not my type of guy aesthetically. If we're just looking
Well,
at,
what's racist first of all?
well, yeah, I don't want to call every single person in my life out about that, but yes, it is. So they dance a bit to Erica's song. Did you download that hit? It's expensive
That was
to be me.
that was Erica's song, right? I did not download it. First I was like, who sang this? Okay, I thought I was like, okay, it's definitely one of them, but I thought it was Dorit for a second.
No, it's Erica's song, which is hilarious because like it's expensive to be her, but she can't afford herself, apparently. So pretty much the entire. Did anything else happen on the boat that we didn't mention? Because I know a lot of things were kind of going on, and I kind of took as many notes as I could. But
no, I think that's everything.
so they're leaving the boat. Erica's still super loopy, and they notice that she left like a smear of body makeup on the couch. And I'm like, I watch a lot of Below Deck. Are you into Below Deck yet or no?
I just can't get into it enough to keep watching it.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Which season did you start with?
I started with season 1. I got to season 2.
Of which one, Mediterranean or
like straight up Below Deck?
So with Captain Lee and
I don't even remember their names.
Captain Lee, like the older man that's like kind of grumpy, but he's so cute.
Yeah.
And I forget her name right now. Oh my god, love that stew. Oh my goodness. Okay, well. Okay, Jelly Donut. I saw that you messaged me on Instagram, so I will message you in like 15 minutes once we're done this little reviewsies. But thank you for being here. So yeah, anyways, the reason why I was going to say brought up Below Deck is because that happens sometimes. So you don't watch The Bachelor though, do you? Right?
No.
So there's one season of The Bachelor, this woman named Erica Rose was on The Bachelor. And she was just like a really terrible person, like just like unlikable. But I think she was kind of the villain, and she just was acting like she was super rich. Like it was just like not a pleasant person, but she's kind of playing a role on The Bachelor. Mm-hmm. And then I saw her on Below Deck. Now she's like a lawyer and all this stuff, but she's just like one of the worst guest on Below Deck. Her husband is insufferable, like sending back everything just because this isn't good. This is terrible. I got a better food at McDonald's. Like just so rude. Wow. And just a very unlikable couple. And so I'm just remembering that when their mom was there with them on this boat one time, she was lying and maybe sitting or sleeping on a white couch like that. And the whole white couch was covered in tanning lotion or spray tan, like whatever it was. And it cost, I think, like $10,000 to fix it. So the fact that like she just was like, whatever, I'm off this boat. It's like, wow, it's still an expensive boat. Well, not expensive according to Diana, because that's too small for Diana.
Oh, I didn't hear her say that. Did she say that?
Diana, remember she was saying, I think it was in the beginning, like, oh, like I've been on like super yachts where like, you know, people would give me a towel and, you know, it's just like just a much bigger boat that's like, remember it cost $375,000 a week to rent the boat that she was suggesting?
Right.
Anyways. Enough of Diana. I don't, the only thing I care about
Yeah,
her is her being a madam. That's the
yeah,
only
and
thing that makes me interested in her.
right.
Other than that, she's the worst. So at night time, Garcella's getting ready. Sutton's also getting ready. So they FaceTime each other, talking about how lit Erica was. And then we see Erica doing an impromptu photo shoot. So for somebody that was that loopy, she cleaned up really well.
She really did. Like, I don't understand how, like, did she sleep more, or like, what do you think happened?
Maybe she did some like blow, like,
Oh yeah,
or Adderall. I don't know. Like, but she was like, she looked alert. She didn't seem as loopy as she was before. I know she has her makeup team there, so maybe they're just like helped her get it together. But she did not look like a couple hours ago. She was like sloppy, loopy.
yeah.
So everybody meets at the bar. They're taking shots, etc. Erica's having a coffee. So she did get an upper of some sort. So maybe she had a couple coffees. Maybe she had some sort of other stimulant that kind of made her perk up a little bit. Not sure though what had happened. So when they're all at the dinner table, Garcelle invites everybody to celebrate her birthday. And she turns over to Lisa and she's like, "Oh, and I invited what's her name?
Denise.
I invited Denise." And Lisa's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to be in New York because Harry has like some sort of opening of some show. So yeah, I won't be there." And I wonder if like Garcelle just wanted to have the drama be surrounding her at her birthday. Even though she looks like she's going to get it. But
That's a good point.
like, they don't get along. Why are you forcing these people together? Like,
yeah.
So Lisa does say that she messaged Denise,
Right.
and said that like they had like a little short back and forth about like apologizing for things, how things went down and what happened, et cetera, et cetera. And then we see in the confessional that Garcelle messages Denise, and Denise's response was, "When?"
Yeah.
So do you think that
Lisa is lying?
Lisa's lying, or because Garcelle seemed to interpret that as the when was because she's messaged so many times? It seems like how she was interpreting it. I was interpreting it as like when, as in like that never happened. So how'd you interpret that? And do you think Lisa was lying?
I don't think Lisa would lie about something like that because she knows that Garcelle is going to talk to Denise about it and the truth will come out really quickly. So I think maybe they have been talking and Lisa's downplaying it a little bit. But also, if it had happened a month prior, why doesn't Garcelle know about it? Like, why, you know? Like, wouldn't Denise have been like, "Oh, by the way, Rena messaged me"?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
like I would be like, if somebody I hadn't talked to in 6 months or whatever, and we had like a big falling out, and they messaged me out of the blue, I would call my friend and be like, "You will never guess who texted me."
Yeah, exactly.
So it's weird that on both sides, neither of them messaged Garcelle about this.
I agree. There's something
So
about
that's
it.
why I think that Lisa's lying, is that like all of a sudden now she has this story.
Right.
Like when she would have said something, I would think, previously.
Yeah.
So the food that was ordered, I only heard someone ordered a burrata, I'm assuming salad, and then oysters and lobster, I believe Crystal ordered, and then Diana mimicked that. I would love oysters and lobster about now.
Me too.
Some people don't like oysters, but like some oysters are really good, and I love a tasty mignonette and lemon, and oh my god, it'd be so good. I want to go. I want to go to a nice fancy restaurant now. They do show a lot of food on this season, and like I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Makes me hungry. So Diana says she's never been on a girls' trip. Have you been on a girls' trip before?
I mean, I've been to the cottage.
Me too. I've been to kind of like the most girls' trip I've been on would be like bachelorette parties at like a bachelorette weekend type thing.
I don't think I ever have. No.
I wasn't surprised though that Diana hasn't, because she's not that
She's not a
likable.
girl's girl.
No, she's not a girl's girl at all. And it's just really interesting to me because I really am a girl's girl. And so sometimes people like those girls that are not, they try to come for me sometimes. And I'm like, babe, it's not going to work with me because I'm a girl's girl and
Yeah.
you can't kind of fuck up
Yeah.
my flow. And so, but she's not at all. Like, she's not easy to get along with. She's not someone like a girlfriend that you want to go and like hang out with. Like, she's not that at all. So it's
Yeah.
interesting that she's also apparently like a Hollywood it girl, like friends of everybody. But I'm like, friends of everybody's friends of nobody. I don't think she has any friends.
Yeah, I don't think I think when, this term friends of everybody is really loose, it's like she knows a lot of people and they find her useful probably because she's so wealthy. And so, the term friend is very loosely applied.
Yeah, very loosely. So that's when Diana decides to tell everybody, like, you've been so good to me. And then we see in the confessional that she needs to shade Garcelle. And I was like, why are you trying to make us hate you? Like, like, I really hope she doesn't get a diamond next season.
Yeah, me too.
So Sutton is going on a date and she's sharing this information with Erica.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just making this up because I wanted to be shocked, but I feel like the site she said that she was on was Bumble.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I think she said Bumble because I was like, I think she mouthed it because I was thinking it might have been Rhea, which is like the celebrity one, but I think she said Bumble.
Oh, that's
and the guy that she's going to be going on the date with, they're comparing her to Billy Bob Thornton. I'm like,
oh, interesting.
That's your type? I mean, Billy Bob did have some weird charm to him when he was dating Angelina back in the day. Like, I could see the kind of relationship that, the allure of him back then. I haven't seen him in a long time, but I don't know if he has that same allure.
Yeah, I don't know, but also this guy is younger.
Probably like a younger version of
But
Billy Bob.
She said he's younger than her.
And didn't they say that he has long hair like Willie Nelson? I could have sworn I heard that too.
I heard something about Willie Nelson.
Because Willie Nelson has those braids usually.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just trying to do something completely different because
I'm down for it.
Yeah, go get it. But then I also don't want to hear Erica say ever again, like, I want DICK. Like, I just like, it really grosses me out.
Okay.
And I'm not even a prude.
Yeah.
And just hearing her talk about dick, like, I'm just like,
not into it. Yeah.
Not hers, anyways. I want a lot of dick. Ugh. So Sutton apparently is taking one for the team and is being her friend Erica. And I think that it's good, though. Yes, I'm happy that Sutton is taking one for the team and not just continuing having this animosity with Erica. Like, yes, Erica is very unsavory. Yes, Erica most likely lied. Yes, Erica is not reacting in a way that I would appreciate someone reacting about these victims. But I also would be like, okay, I have to get along with this person because I do not feel like having animosity every single time we hang out on a show.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, this just popped into my head. Why on earth is Kyle so mad at Sutton for not reacting in a way that she felt was appropriate when Dorit had her incident? But she doesn't have any words to say to Erica, who I think is not reacting in a way that is in alignment with how I would expect somebody to act if, like, I even heard about these plane crash victims. What do you think about the hypothesis?
Well, I think because Kyle does have double standards. She holds, Rinna and Dorit and Erica to a different standard than she holds the other girls because she doesn't like them as much.
Yeah, she doesn't like them at all.
Yeah.
So they decide to do a toast to Lois, which was sweet. And Lisa gets up and just says some words that she felt really safe and really okay being there with all of her girlfriends. So really thank you for being there. And even though she's going through this about her mom, that she was really happy to be there with all of them. And then Dorit decides to take this as an opportunity to thank everybody, because I know this was her trip and it was for her to take her mind off of her incident. And it couldn't have been that long-winded. They were just playing it up, right?
I mean, I think it was a little bit long-winded and they were playing it up.
So that's exactly what I wrote down. I'm like, man, this damn long-winded speech.
Yeah.
I don't even know what she said.
Yeah, I remember the words she used, but I don't know what her point was.
Yeah, it was just kind of, I glazed over.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what's
But
happening
I
here.
find that people who are long-winded often have nothing to say.
They just want to talk. Maybe she probably didn't get any attention when she was a child, and she would just like continue to talk until somebody actually listened to her. Maybe.
Yeah.
So after dinner, half the group is going to bed, but Kyle wants to have fun, and so she's staying up late. And so they go to the lounge. So Diana, Kyle, and Dorit are still having a couple of drinks. I didn't write anything else about that scene.
Me neither. I don't remember anything.
Perfect. Yeah. And then the next day, they are leaving, going back on the private plane, and passive-aggressive Diana pops up. And so Sutton wants to sit beside her, and Diana's like, no, sit where you sat like when you came down here. And like, what?
No, but the thing is, like, even as they're getting on the plane, somebody was like, does it matter where we sit? And she's like, no, just sit wherever. And then all of a sudden, Sutton has to sit where she sat on the way there. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Diana is a horrible person. It's just like tacky and passive aggressive, and yeah.
And fake rich. Like, I know she has the money, but like, she doesn't have
there's something about that situation that is brewing, like it's about to come out, I think.
Well, also, like, she talks, like, when they were having the husband conversation at the beginning of the episode, she talks about how, like, she's so happy that she had such an amicable split with her husband. And okay, obviously I'd be happy if I was getting half of, getting a couple $100 million in my divorce settlement, but I wonder if she has something on him. You know what I mean? Like, for it to be so...
Yeah, she must.
Amicable.
Yeah, she must.
To get half?
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve it. So,
well,
it seems like hush money.
I think every woman deserves what she's entitled to, which is half of what the spouse makes. But I think that, I mean, either she's...
Even if she targeted him, say.
Well, why did
she... What if it's a calculated marriage that she just wants to marry this person and get divorced, and it was all, like, calculated?
Well, how long were they married for? And, like...
I don't know these details.
Yeah.
They do have a child, so I appreciate that, not wanting to change the lifestyle of the child.
No. I mean, I think some women get married for money, and I think that's okay, and that's why you have prenups to determine...
That's true.
The terms of your marriage. It's like, what's her name is it Ashley from Potomac?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she won 100%. Yeah, she won 100%. Stuck it out long enough
to get her 10 million and one baby.
I kind of think that's smart.
I mean, I guess it's because I don't like Diana, and like the fact that she is like a multimillionaire because she probably embezzled it out of her ex-husband. But like, I do agree with you that like, if that, it's fine, but it's just too much money for her, in my opinion, but if it's the half thing, it's half fine. But like, give her 25 million. No, not 250 million. You know what I mean? Like, but I see your point. So I was just definitely really annoyed with Diana saying that she had to go sit on her seat. And I think that was the end of the episode. That's all the notes I took anyways.
Yeah.
Anything else happen? Oh, what did Sutton say? She's like, oh, she's being like a big meanie pants. Big meanie pants.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you don't have to cutesify this.
Yeah,
Sutton.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we do see in scenes from the next episode that Diana's claws are coming out. I want to see the villain? You can be the villain. I'm like,
and Garcella goes after her too, it looks like.
Well, this isn't good though, because if it's like a whole she like just Diana instigating the black woman thing, I have a problem with it. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah,
Trying to
totally.
make a black woman angry or lose her cool or,
Yeah. Well, hopefully the world will see that and then talk about it.
yes, agreed. And we do see Garcelle saying, I'm not going to let you ruin my birthday. So
Yeah.
it looks like she walks away and doesn't allow herself to get worked up in that way. And I think she's smarter than allowing Diana to kind of instigate her into acting out.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested in Diana targeting Garcelle in this way because that seems very racist to me.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
So now it's going to be like count the like on episode like when is Diana racist to Garcelle and what's going to happen when Sheree comes?
Oh yeah, Sheree's coming. Is she coming next episode at the
I
party?
saw her next episode for
Okay.
sure. They did like a walk outside, I believe, and maybe it was to invite her to her birthday.
Okay.
I would assume that she'd be at the birthday.
Yeah, I would assume too.
So I'm interested to see if
has Sheree been on any Housewives shows before?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Well, that I think is it for the episode. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I did enjoy this episode a lot though. Like
it was full.
Yeah.
Even though we got done talking about it quickly, like it was pretty.
Yeah.
It had things going on, likable moments. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Except for just seeing more of Diana, though. I'm just like, this woman.
Yeah.
This woman, and especially if it's coming out timing wise with her being on the internet, I'm just like, man. Vet better, please. Bravo.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything going on that you would like to share with the peoples?
I don't.
That's okay. Well, you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and follow us here at Reality Realness on all socials. That would be lovely. Like this video, please. And what would we like to hear about in the comments? Do you have any thoughts?
I want to hear what other people think of Diana.
Okay, give us your opinion on Diana, what we've learned about her this week in the press. What do you think about her so far on the show? Like, she's a new addition to this cast. Do you think she deserves a diamond for next season? What are your thoughts about Diana Jenkins? It's great. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.